everyone. For this video, I thought I would do my favorites for the month of April. They're starting to blend together. Everything's just, it's crazy. I can't believe that April's almost over. It's just nuts that time has gone by that quickly already. That we're, what, almost 5 months into the year? So a quarter of the way done with the year. It's crazy, man. Monthly favorites, I don't do them very often, mostly because I am a very habitual person where I use the same stuff over and over and over and over and over, and I don't tend to buy stuff that often, and yeah, I'm pretty boring that way. I have found myself recently kind of changing things up as far as beauty goes, and I have discovered some things that I've had but haven't used in a while, and then I have picked up a few things that I will share. So this is all going to be pretty much just beauty favorites, because I really haven't bought anything else. One thing that I have been using a lot recently is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. You guys have seen this before. I used this on my sister-in-law when she got married a couple years ago, and I liked how it worked on her, tried it on myself, liked how it looked on me. But for the most part, I tend to use I think it's Olay. It's a tinted moisturizer slash BB cream, and I really like it, but I found that I like to change it up a little so that my skin doesn't get too stagnant, I guess would be the right word. I've just found if I use the same product over and over and over and over and over, it eventually doesn't have the same look and same effectiveness, so I like to change it up, kind of keep my skin guessing, I guess. I'm a huge fan of tinted moisturizers and BB creams. I've pretty much given up on using regular old foundation. Unless I am doing something where, like, I'm gonna be in a wedding maybe, then I would probably use an actual foundation, because I know I'd be in pictures and stuff like that. But for every day, even for filming videos, I pretty much stick with tinted moisturizers and BB creams, and I really like this one. I have it in nude. I know it comes in other colors. I'm not quite sure how many shades, but Laura Mercier, I mean, you can find it at, I know Sephora, some of the beauty counters at some of your department stores. I have Von Maur near me, and I know the Von Maur beauty, one of the beauty counters carries it. But yeah, I really like it, and the fact it's got SPF 20 in it is nice now that spring has finally sprung and I'll be outside more, so one less thing that I have to worry about making sure I put sunscreen on, so that's always good. Another thing that I have been loving, which is actually a new product, is the lip scrub from Lush. My lips are the most difficult thing to keep moisturized on my entire body. I can, cuticles, like the elbows and the knees and all that, I can keep under control. My lips are absolutely always chapped and dry and cracked, and it is awful, and no amount of chapstick and lip balm was helping it at all. So I was like, okay, obviously exfoliation, need to get the dead dry skin cells off. So I went to Lush, got this. I got it in the mint juleps. They also had a bubble gum, I think, and it's supposed to be like popcorn, buttered popcorn, and both of those, just the smell of them seemed way too extreme. Because what you're supposed to do is apply this to your lips, just a little bit on your finger, put it on your lips, kind of rub it in, and then you can either wipe it off or you can lick it off. There's nothing in here that's dangerous, so you could eat it if you wanted to. But this is the one that seemed the least overwhelming if I was going to actually be consuming it after exfoliating my lips. But oh my goodness, I probably use this if not once a day, probably once every other day. That's how bad my lips are. Once I use it, it is amazing. My lips are so smooth, so then I can put chapstick on or lip balm, and then I can put a lip gloss on, and I don't have to worry about it getting all crinkly and cracked and disgusting like it did before. So love this. Another thing that is somewhat newish is the Smith's Rosebud Salve. It's just this little tin, and I got this at Sephora. It was just in the, you know, the quick buy me, I'm cheap bins that are right near the checkout. This is wonderful. And the nice thing about this is it's not just for the lips. I also use this on my cuticles, and it helps a lot because other than my lips, my cuticles can get really dry and cracked and not pretty. So I will use this on my cuticles and also on my lips as well, and it is wonderful. It's got a slight floral scent to it, but it's not too overwhelming. It goes on really smoothly. Yeah, this is great. I have this. I keep this in my purse all the time. Another oldie that I rediscovered is one of the Stila travel palettes. I don't know if you can still, I don't know if they still make these. I'm pretty sure that they do, but they change them every now and then because I come out with different themes and everything, and I have like 4 of them. But this one is one that I've been going to more than the others. But it is the Make an Impression in Moscow palette. And it's just this tiny little palette, great for traveling, obviously. But it's dual termed because they're all themed to places that you could travel to, and they're also travel size. I know, real stretch there. But I love the colors in this one. The palettes themselves are great, again, because they're travel size. I got the nice little mirror in there that you can use, but it's 4 eyeshadows and then a convertible color. There is these colors. This one is, Matryoshka. It's this real kind of peachy, shimmery color. It's really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see that. And then the one next to it is Nadia, which is more of a coppery color. Really, really pretty. And then the blue one is Chill, and that's just a real nice, it's obviously a glittery blue, but it's not like 80s glittery blue. It's actually a real nice shade that actually when it goes on, it actually gets a little darker than once you blend it in. It actually goes on a little darker than what it looks like in the palette, which is actually kind of nice. And then the brown here next to the blue is Mink. Again, very pigmented. Look at that. That is gorgeous. It's beautiful brown with like coppery gold flecks in it. And it is just beautiful. So those are the 4 eyeshadow colors. And the convertible color, if you're familiar with Stila, their convertible colors can be used as like a cream blush or as a lip color. I don't use them as a lip color. I use it strictly for the cheeks. And this one is called Lily. And they are very creamy, which is nice. You don't really need a whole lot. There's some good color payoff on these. And actually, I use this entire palette today. I don't know if you can really tell because I have glasses on. One of those downsides to being a glasses wearer. But I had the lightest color as an all-over eyelid color. Then I used the Chill in the crease. And then I did the coppery color just kind of on the outside. And then I used the dark brown as eyeliner on my lid. And then obviously the color went on my cheeks, which I think I actually got a little heavy-handed with it, but whatever. Love those. Again, that one's old. It's one of those things where I was going through my makeup and I was like, oh, I haven't used this in a while. And I was looking through the colors and I was like, oh, I kind of like the colors in this one. And I've been using it, and I've used it several times since I pulled it out of storage. So try eBay, I guess. That would probably be your best bet for something that old. Another thing that I have been loving and using is MAC Beauty Powder, and this is old. Again, it is from the Disney Venomous Villains collection that came out several years ago. But this is just a beauty powder is called Her Own Devices, and it looks really nude in the compact, and you may think, okay, you're kind of pale-ish, you know, this may not show up really well because it seems so nude, but actually when it goes on, it is not that nude. It's actually kind of a combination blush and bronzer, which is really great. Even for somebody as pale as me, I actually like how it really looks. It's kind of a peachy look to it, and I use it as my blush. I'll put that over the Stila to help set, because it is a cream blush, and you know, anything cream or liquid needs to be set with a powder, and so I use this on top of it, and I just think they go well together. And sometimes I'll use this by itself without any other sort of blush, and I still like how it looks. It's not as, it gives me a nice flush without being like, oh, she's wearing blush, or oh, she's wearing bronzer. It's just a nice color, especially for the spring and summer, where eventually I'm going to get some color from being out in the sun, so it's not so blush. A newish product that I have not shared with you guys yet is a MAC paint pot in Bare Study. I actually picked this up at the CCO, or Estee Lauder store, cosmetics company outlet. They go by all sorts of names, but it's just an outlet, and it sells mostly high-end Estee Lauder, Clinique, MAC, Bobbi Brown, that sort of thing. Some perfumes and colognes. A lot of outlet malls have them. My outlet mall that's near me has one. I picked this up, and the paint pots are, I think most people use them for their eyes, which is generally what I do. I will use this after I put on primer on my eye, because I use just a real plain primer. I don't use like the Urban Decay anything with primers that sometimes have like shimmer in them. My primer is doubles as my concealer, so it's really nude, really plain. But I will put that on, and then I will put the paint pot on over it, and sometimes I'll just leave it. You know, if I'm having one of those lazy days where I don't want to do a full eye, I will just put the paint pot on, and it has enough shimmer and color to it that it still gives me some interest on my eye area without having to do a full eye. And then I will also put it on as a secondary base under my eye colors, because I tend to use a lot of neutrals as my overall eye color, and sometimes the color doesn't pop as much as I want it to, and I found that having this underneath it helps that pop. And then sometimes I will also use this as a highlighter. I'm not a huge fan of highlighting. I don't do it all the time, but this particular color is just a real nice neutral nude, shimmery nude, and it's just a good kind of multi-purpose product, as you can see. Hopefully you can see that. But sometimes I will use this as just a little bit of highlight, like on my cheekbones, down the center of my nose, Cupid's bow, that sort of thing. So good, neutral, multi-purpose product, that paint pot. Couple more items. I have been using a lot the Suave Professionals Visible Glow Self-Tanning Body Lotion. I used to use the Jergens, and I really like the Jergens, and I probably would have bought the Jergens. This one just happened to be on sale and I had a coupon. So this is what I went with. Otherwise, if the Jergens had been on sale and I had a coupon, I would have bought it. But I am a huge fan of these types of products. I used to go tanning to a tanning bed, and I loved it. I know some people are so anti like tanning and all that, and I understand that, you know, there's a risk there as far as skin cancer and all that. But I mean, I wasn't going every day or, you know, every other day. I was probably going like twice, maybe 3 times a week, and no more than like 10 minutes at a time. And all it did was really just give me a nice, nice coloring, but not like tan, like I've been out at the beach, you know, for a week. But I found that going to the tanning bed also helped my skin. I have really bad, well, I don't really have bad acne now. I used to have really bad acne, but I have a lot of scarring. So my skin has this reddish tone to it from the scarring left over from the acne when I was younger. And going to the tanning bed helped cover that. But the influx of vitamin D also made my skin really soft, which helped with my dry skin. I would get really bad dry skin in the winter, and even sometimes in the summer I could get really bad dry skin. So, you know, I had other beneficial side effects besides just getting a nice tan to go in the tanning bed, but I had to stop because it was way too expensive. I couldn't pay for it anymore, as much as I love doing it. Maybe eventually down the road, when I've got more money than I care to do with, then I may start going again. But the whole point of this is the lotions like these, as opposed to strictly like tan in a can, is these give, for at least for me, similar effects to what I was getting when I was going to the tanning bed. Whatever they use in these, and I'm sure it's all sorts of stuff that I can't pronounce, but whatever they use in these to help with the gradual tanning gives me some of the same effects as when I went to a tanning bed. Obviously, I'm not going to get the same coloring. I'm not going to get the influx of vitamin D that I would from the tanning bed, but these I found really help to keep my skin soft, and the gradual tan that you get from these also helps with the redness, covering the redness and the acne scarring. So the Suave, been loving it. I got it for the fair to medium skin tones. I don't use it every day, which every day I think would be the most effective. I tend to use it like every other day, along with just a regular moisturizer and lotion. Excuse me. But I think if I used it every day, I would see more effects as far as the tanning goes. But I also may, when I run out of this, I may go to the next level as far as color too, and see if that makes a difference. But either the Suave or the Jergens, I have nothing but good things to say about them. Another oldie that I have dug out of the beauty archives, as it were one of my e.l.f. palettes. This one is the warm palette, and I want to say this is like 32 colors or something like that. I think it's 32 because it's 4 by 8, so yeah, that's 32, right? But it is I have the cool palette as well, but the warm palette is the one that I pulled out and have been playing with. But it is just a nice neutral palette, lots of colors that go well together. You can mix and match, use as little as one color or as many as you want. But I've been having fun playing with this, combining different shades and see what kind of looks I come up with. Very versatile palette. It also travels really well. This is something that normally goes with me when I travel, even if I don't use it much here at home. It's just one of those that I know I can take with me and come up with a look that will fit whatever I'm doing, wherever I am. So, good product to have. Mine is fairly old, but I am fairly sure that e.l.f. still sells this. This is a pretty popular product, I think. Even if it doesn't look exactly like this, they should still have something similar. It'll be a multi-color, large-ish, warm palette is the one you want. But these colors, I mean, they just work for every occasion that you can need a eyeshadow look for. There's going to be colors that work with every skin tone, every eye color. So, very versatile palette. I highly, highly recommend it. Last two products I'm actually going to, excuse me. Last two products I'm actually going to share together because they kind of work hand in hand or in tandem with each other. But they are the Clean and Clear Essentials Foaming Facial Cleanser in the oil-free formula and the Seabreeze Fresh Clean Astringent. And I have been using these for several weeks, and very inexpensive products, but very effective, at least for me. Like I said, I had really bad acne when I was younger. It's gotten way better now, but I still find myself with the occasional breakout, usually during that time of the month. But it brought on by stress. Stress is another big thing that will cause me to break out. I have been using the facial cleanser in the morning and in the evening, and using the astringent right afterwards before I put on my moisturizer, and it has made a buttload of difference in how my skin looks. I've still got redness. Like I said, I've got a lot of scarring from my severe acne. These two together have helped a ton. Another reason why I've been way more comfortable with using something like a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer, which aren't as high coverage, because I used to slather on the foundation trying to cover up the acne and the scars and all that. I bought the Clean and Clear again because it was on sale and I had a coupon, but you know, Clean and Clear, they're a well-known brand. They've got a good reputation for a reason. They've got a whole line of products. This is actually step 1 of 3. It's got the little thing on there, step 1, 2, 3. This is step 1. You could buy the entire Clean and Clear, you know, system if you wanted to. I didn't really want to. I didn't want to pay the money for it, really. Which I know is bad when we're talking about, you know, healthy skin, but, you know, I'm on a budget. So, I got the Seabreeze, which is really cheap. I used to use this when I was younger, and I was actually kind of surprised that they still make it. But they do. But I got it for the sensitive skin, because it's not supposed to dry out your skin, which is another big thing that I have issues with. Even in the spring and summer, I still get dry patches, and my skin can be really touchy, so I got it for the sensitive skin. I used to put on a cotton ball, rub it all over my face, the neck, the chest, spots where I tend to break out. And I mean, it helps a lot. If you're not familiar with an astringent is you use this after your whatever you use to clean your skin, in this case your face, and this just gets all of the dirt and everything that your cleanser doesn't. As much as, you know, you try to clean your face, use makeup remover, that sort of thing, it's not going to get everything. Stuff gets into your pores and the fine lines, that sort of thing. So use an astringent afterwards, and it gets everything. It is kind of disgusting how gross the cotton ball looks when I'm done. And I think that's why my skin has been looking so much better, because before I would just clean my skin and call it a day. So, you know, using a good cleanser that's specifically for your face, so it's not going to bother your skin. I know some people's skin is really resilient, mine not so much, but using stuff specifically for the face, you know, it's not going to affect your pores, create wrinkles, fine lines, that sort of thing. That's always good. And then the estrogen to make, or astringent, to make sure that you get all the last little bits of dirt and grime the cleanser doesn't, makes such a huge difference. So I think out of everything that I mentioned, other than probably the lip scrub from Lush, these two, so glad I bought them. I will be buying these again once I run out, because I absolutely love them. So that is everything I have for my April favorites. I will try and put links to where you can buy the products, at least the ones I can find. Obviously the older stuff, like the palettes, you don't, especially the Stila palette, I don't know if we can find it. I'll check eBay and see if there's any listings or that sort of thing. You never know, you may get lucky, but most everything that I mentioned, you can go out to your drugstore, your department store, Ulta, Sephora, that sort of thing, and find it, or Lush, and find them. So I will try to put links for everything in the description. If you have any questions, comments, that sort of thing, obviously you can comment on the video itself, you can message me, tweet me, that sort of thing, all my contact info in the description box as well. And that is all I have for this particular video. So I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye.